What if I told you that just beyond our sight, on the far side of the moon, there might be evidence of alien structures, spacecraft, even permanent bases? For decades, astronauts, scientists, and whistleblowers have whispered about strange encounters during the Apollo missions. They spoke of glowing objects, mysterious space music, and photographs showing towers and domes that were later blurred or erased. NASA, of course, insists it's all just rocks, camera glitches, or radio interference. But is that really the full story? Tonight we're diving deep into one of the most enduring space mysteries. What's really on the far side of the moon? Most people remember the Apollo program as America's response to the Soviet Union during the Cold War. President John F. Kennedy famously promised that the US would land a man on the moon before the decade was over. On the surface, it looked like a competition of pride and technology. But many researchers argue the Apollo program may have had a second mission, one that wasn't public. You see, by the time Apollo was underway, both the US and the Soviets already had photographs of the moon's far side, and those photos showed something strange: craters and ridges that seemed too geometric, too artificial. Some even claimed the images revealed domes, spires, and structures that didn't belong. If that's true, then Apollo wasn't just about planting a flag. It may have been about investigating what was already there. In December 1968, Apollo 8 became the first mission to orbit the moon. As the spacecraft moved behind the far side, radio contact with Earth was lost. For 45 minutes, the astronauts were completely cut off, and that's when they reported something they couldn't explain. Strange, high-pitched sounds, not static, not interference, but a rhythmic, almost musical signal. One astronaut described it as outer space music.
That music even sounds outer spacey, doesn't it? You hear that? That whistling sound? Yeah. Woo! Richard. Yeah, it sounds like, outer space-type music.
NASA later dismissed it as radio interference. But here's the problem. When you're on the far side of the moon, Earth's radio signals can't reach you. By definition, there shouldn't have been any interference at all. So what exactly were they hearing? Fast forward to July 1969. Apollo 11 lands on the moon. Neil Armstrong and Buzz Aldrin step out onto the lunar surface, making history. But not everything was broadcast live. Leaked transcripts suggest Armstrong and Aldrin reported seeing massive objects at the edge of a crater, watching them. The code phrase used was, "Santa Claus is here with us."
Roger. Please be informed there is a Santa Claus.
Now officially NASA denies this, but several ham radio operators at the time claimed they picked up private communications between the astronauts and mission control, discussions about unidentified flying objects hovering near the landing site. If true, that means the very first human landing on the moon may not have been alone. Apollo 12 astronauts reported seeing a glowing sphere following their spacecraft. At first, they thought it was a reflection until it began matching their speed. Apollo 14's Edgar Mitchell later admitted he saw a metallic, saucer-shaped craft orbiting alongside them. NASA confiscated his film reels and later claimed they were lost. Mitchell spent much of his life after leaving NASA talking about UFOs and hidden truths. Apollo 16 had a moment where astronauts whispered, "They're watching us again." That audio was quickly cut.
I'd say that there were other spaceships. They're lined up on the other side of the crater. There they are, and they're watching us.
And NASA later claimed it was equipment malfunction. Time and again, Apollo astronauts reported things they couldn't explain. Time and again, NASA denied it. During the Apollo missions, thousands of high-resolution images were taken of the lunar surface. Many were released to the public, but insiders claim others were edited or locked away. Donna Hare, a photo technician at NASA, testified that she was ordered to airbrush UFOs and artificial-looking structures out of official photos. When she asked why, the answer was simple. The public isn't ready for this. Ken Johnston, another NASA employee, revealed that astronauts photographed what looked like ancient ruins on the moon, but he was told to destroy the evidence. He refused, keeping copies hidden for years. And Carl Wolf, a U.S. Air Force staff member, said he saw photos showing massive alien bases on the far side of the moon. Shortly after going public, he died in a mysterious accident. Different voices, different backgrounds, but the same chilling story. If aliens really were building bases, why choose the far side? The answer might be simple. It's the perfect hiding spot. The moon blocks radio signals from Earth. That means the far side is naturally shielded, making it the perfect location for secret activity, whether alien or human. From there, extraterrestrials or even advanced civilizations could monitor Earth without detection. It's no wonder some researchers call the moon's far side the perfect outpost. We often focus on NASA, but the Soviets were exploring too. In 1959, the Luna 3 probe sent back the first images of the far side. Soviet scientists noticed unusual patterns, large ridges, domes, and geometric shapes. Years later, leaked reports suggested the Soviets believed the far side had structures not formed by natural processes. Could this be why both the US and the Soviet Union suddenly pushed so hard for manned missions to the moon? After Apollo 17 in 1972, humans never returned to the moon. Officially, it was because of budget cuts, but many find that explanation weak. Why would NASA abandon the moon, just as they were getting started? Some say it's because they found what they were looking for. Others believe they were warned not to return. Even today, new lunar images from satellites sometimes reveal cube-like objects or tower-like formations. Yet every time, officials dismiss them as rocks or camera glitches. But how many rocks look like perfect cubes, standing alone in the middle of a crater? If alien structures really exist on the moon, why cover it up? 3 reasons stand out. 1. Mass panic. If people learned aliens were watching us from the moon, it could shake religion, politics, and even human confidence. 2. Technology control. If alien technology exists, governments would want it kept secret to study and use for themselves. 3. Power. Admitting humanity isn't alone and isn't in control could change the balance of global power forever. So what's really on the far side of the moon? Alien bases, ruins of an ancient civilization, or just shadows, rocks, and imagination? NASA may deny it, officials may laugh at the idea, but the testimonies, the strange photos, and the eerie recordings all suggest something extraordinary. One day, when humanity returns to the moon, or when private companies send their own missions, we may finally find out the truth. Until then, the far side of the moon will remain one of the greatest mysteries in human history.